Level 1, first semester. No family income to report. You're the first person in your family to apply to college. The award letter arrives. Patrick Hale, Financial Aid Office. His signature is printed, not signed, but it's still his name at the bottom, like a person made this decision. The letter says, estimated aid, $14,200. You don't know yet that most of it is loans. The word award sits at the top in bold. Nobody told you that's not the same as a gift. You enroll. You take out $8,500 your first year. You work 20 hours a week at the dining hall. Sophomore year, a family emergency pulls you home. You apply for an emergency hardship withdrawal, a form, a dean's signature, 6 weeks of processing, to get back even part of what you paid for housing you won't use. The same week, your roommate's car breaks down. Her parents wire her $3,000 by dinner. No form, no dean, no 6 weeks. You don't go back. You owe $17,000. You have no degree. The job you return to doesn't require one. You call the financial aid office about your balance. A recording tells you that office doesn't handle loan repayment. You're transferred to a company you've never heard of, in a state you've never been to. Patrick Hale signed the letter that put you here. Patrick Hale has never heard your name. Level 2, $32,000 household income. Your dad drives a forklift. Your mom works retail. They told you to go. You went. The FAFSA calculated what your family could contribute. The number was wrong, but the number was final. You take every loan offered. Subsidized first, then unsubsidized. Then a Parent Plus loan your dad signs without fully reading, because the financial aid office said it would bridge the gap, and bridges sound safe. 6 months after graduation, an email arrives. Not from the school, from a servicer. Your first payment is due, $387. $387 is more than you can manage. You apply for an income-driven repayment plan. The form asks for last year's tax return, but last year, you were still a student, making $11,000 part-time. They approve a $0 monthly payment. Relief for a few weeks. Then a letter. Unpaid interest has been capitalized into your principal. You paid nothing late. Your loan is now larger than the day you graduated. You call to ask a question. Hold music loops. A voice reads from a screen. Per our records, the loan is in good standing. You ask who Patrick Hale is. The voice has never heard the name. He doesn't work for them. He never did. He signed the letter that started this. He's not in the room for what it became. Level 3, $55,000 household income. Too much for aid. Not enough to actually pay. You take out $27,000 over 4 years. You think that's the whole number. Your phone buzzes most afternoons now. A number you don't recognize, offering to refinance your student loan today. Pre-approved. They know your balance. You never told them your balance. Senior year, your mom sits you down at the kitchen table. Your parents took out $18,000 more. In their name. Quietly, so you wouldn't worry. You call the loan servicer to ask if parent loans and student loans can be combined, simplified, anything. The rep pulls up your file. There's no record of a conversation, no record of why, no record of the kitchen table or the look on your mother's face when she told you. A private refinance company calls again that same afternoon. They already know what you owe. The people who are supposed to help you don't. There's just a balance. 2 balances now, growing on separate timelines, in separate names, attached to the same family. You ask if Patrick Hale can explain the original offer. The rep says the department doesn't take loan calls. You didn't go to college to get ahead. You went to move debt from one generation to the next, and the people who structured the deal are unreachable on both ends of it. Level 4, $85,000 household income. You did it carefully. In-state. Scholarships. $22,000 total. Manageable, everyone says. A coworker mentions between meetings that she just put $500 into a Roth IRA for fun. You nod. You don't mention that your number this month is 0. October. Open enrollment at work. HR sends an email about 401k contributions, due Friday. You open it on your lunch break. You run the math. If you contribute enough to get the employer match, you have $94 left at the end of the month. You set the contribution to 0. You tell yourself next year. The gap between you and your coworker isn't on any spreadsheet either of you can see. It's just there, the way a wall is there. Something neither of you has to look at directly to feel. Nobody from the loan servicer calls to ask how this is going. Nobody from the financial aid office ever finds out that the manageable debt they approved is quietly costing you a retirement account. 7 years and counting. No bill attached. No name on the form. Level 5. $130,000 household income. Your parents had a real number for you in high school. $20,000 a year. You found merit aid to close the rest. $14,000 in loans. Total. Paid off in 3 years. A friend mentions her IDR recalculation date with dread, like a dentist appointment she can't cancel. You don't know what IDR stands for. You look it up out of curiosity, the way you'd look up a disease you've never had. The day of your last payment, an automated email arrives. Congratulations on completing your loan journey. No name, no person. The system doesn't send congratulations from anyone. It sends them from nowhere, the same nowhere that sent you the bill in the first place. You never had to learn who serviced your loan. You never had to learn what a Parent Plus loan was. You didn't beat the system. You just never had to meet it. Level 6. $300,000 household income. Your parents paid for all of it. Tuition, housing, the meal plan with money left over for weekends. You never opened a loan account. You never received an award letter with the word award doing quiet, dishonest work at the top of the page. Your younger cousin calls, panicked, short on rent by $400. You Venmo him before he finishes the sentence. No form, no 6-week wait, no dean's signature. You don't think about it again. You don't know that for someone else. Someone at level 1 in a dorm room you've never seen. That same $400 gap is the difference between staying enrolled and going home for good. When friends talk about their servicer, their balance, their interest rate, you nod. You have nothing to compare it to. You were born into the bracket where the entire architecture, Patrick Hale, the servicers, the 7-year amortization tables, simply never had a reason to learn your name. Level 7. $700,000 household income. You didn't go to college. You went to the college. The one with your family's name already in a folder somewhere in admissions. A woman named Whitman calls before your first semester even starts. Director of advancement. She doesn't mention tuition. She asks about your parents' foundation, whether they'd consider a campus visit in the spring. There's a girl in your dorm who works the dining hall registers between classes. The same job you'd have worked, in a different version of your life. You don't know her schedule. You've never needed to know anyone's work schedule. By junior year, a professor invites you to dinner. A family connection introduces you to a senior partner. The job offer arrives in April, before graduation, before you've technically asked for one. Patrick Hale still works in financial aid. 2 buildings over. He will never know your name, the way he never knew the names of the people whose award letters he signed at level 1 and level 2. He was never the gatekeeper. He was staffing a door some people never had to walk through. Level 8. $10 million plus net worth. There's a building on campus. It has your family's name on it. There's also a scholarship with your family's name on it. For first-generation students with financial need. You've never met a recipient. You don't know their names. The distance is the same distance it's always been. It just wears a nicer name now. You don't have a loan servicer. You don't have a financial aid file. You have a wing. Whitman doesn't call you anymore. She reports to someone who reports to you, 2 levels up, in a structure you partly fund. The university isn't where you got an education. It's where your family's name got confirmed and passed down, clean, to the next one. Patrick Hale's signature meant something at level 1. It was the only human mark on a process that was about to become entirely automated. Here, there's no signature at all. There doesn't need to be. The building already says your name. Somewhere right now, someone is opening an email. Financial aid office. Award letter. The word award sits at the top, doing its quiet work. Somewhere nearby, a roommate's parent is wiring $3,000 within the hour for a problem that would take the first person 6 weeks and a dean's signature just to apply for help with. They don't know yet that most of it is loans. They don't know the person who signed it will be unreachable in 14 months, transferred, retired, gone, and that the company who buys their debt will have never heard the name on the letter that started it. The same family that funds a scholarship for first-generation students with financial need will never meet the name on the application. The same distance Patrick Hale kept without ever meaning to. The university doesn't change between level 1 and level 8. The university reveals which side of the ledger it built you to stand on.